Hey guys, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We are at that time of the year now. We're going to be dealing with a lot of cold water. You're either far enough north, you're ice fishing. If you're far enough south, you still might have open water, but it's going to be cold water. Nice thing is, this time of year, you get early in the spring or over the winter, that water really clears up. And it's going to clear up, a jerk bait. Holographic jerk bait. Perfect lure for the cold weather. So today, let's paint a jerk bait. Alright, now, even though we're dealing with a holographic lure here, we still need to have the top and bottom follow the same procedures we always do, and that is Createx opaque white to get down a base coat so the other colors will look right. So we're just going to go right down the belly. That's it, just some white on the belly. White down the top. That's all we need. Leave the sides alone. And we're ready to move on for some colors. Now, I've moved this over to the helping hands for just a minute because we're going to do a little something here on the side. I like to have the holographic show through like this, but you can paint over holographic. But if you do, you need to use transparent paints. So we're going to do some painting over, but I still wouldn't mind leaving some of that without. So what we're going to do, here's my roll of masking tape I always use on the bills. I put a piece of masking tape on top of my coffee can. I've cut it into strips. See if we can pick this up here. There we go. So we're just going to take a long, narrow strip of tape and get a hold of it here on both ends. And we're just going to put it right down the middle. All right, going to run it right down like that. We'll just cut it off, and it can go over the eye. I don't really care about that. Let me turn this over. All right, we'll get another one here. And again, we'll just, I got to get a hold of it. Just going to go, oh, I'll tell you what, keep a grip on this stuff. Right down the side of the lure, just like that. And again, tighten this up a bit. In this case, we'll just come right back here and we'll cut that right off. All right, there we go. So we now have a piece of tape on either side, and now I'm going to come back and put it back in the clamp. I like painting in the clamp. The only disadvantage this lure has, it's got a little ridge in here. Sometimes it makes it a little hard to get a hold of these. Now we've got end in, so now we're ready to go with our colors. And what we're going to start out with here, I've got some Createx transparent bright yellow. So let me get that. Get some in the ready to go here. And this time we're just going to go on the belly, and we will cover a little bit. You just get it right up to the tape. You don't have to put it on very thick. You can put more on the belly than you do the sides. Well, that's all there is to that. All right, hang on. Let me clean up. Move on to another color. Now, for the top, we're going to kind of go on a sexy shad theme here. Usually that's blue and white with yellow. You know what? We're going to do transparent Caribbean blue and yellow with a holographic stripe in the middle. So, our variation of a sexy shad. And again, right down the top, get a little on the side, but you want more on the top than anywhere else. And it's just as easy as that. All right, before we take the tape off, we're going to get the heat gun, and we're going to dry this off some before we start pulling that tape off. All right, we've dried it up some. Let's see about taking our tape off, huh? There we go. Yeah, we got a lot of that coming through, don't we? Get a hold of it here. There we go. All right, I got a little blue spot right there. Don't think the fish will probably notice it. And we could probably take, hang on just a second. It's still, that might not be, because it's thicker, it might not be totally dry. And it's right on the edge. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like I never made a mistake. Yeah. There we go. All right, we got that. Eyes. You know, you could put yellow, you could put right. I like red, but I don't know. I think this time yellow's probably better on that situation. So we'll think about some yellow eyes and a top coat. We'll see where we go from here. All right, for the eyes, I decided just to go with it's kind of a gold or yellow. Place that in. As you can see, I just kind of use a toothpick. I don't have any of there's tools you can buy, and I haven't done that. Maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe it'd be easier. Trying to do this where I can see what I'm doing and still hold it where you guys can see it. Probably doesn't make it any easier for me, but that's okay. There we go. Make sure they're set in good. Now, I like to let these sit for a while. Make sure they get stuck in there good before I start putting the top coat on. I had a case where I got a little too early sometime, and the next thing I knew, as the top coat was leveling itself out, the eye started going down the slot. So we'll let them sit for a little while, then we'll come back to the top coat. Well, there we go, guys. There's our holographic jerkbait. And like I said, don't be afraid to get a little paint on the sides. Use that transparent paint. The holographics will just still come through. And as you can see, with a little bit of tape, there are so many things you can do to make that pattern just a little bit different. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.